What's up guys, this is YJ Football and welcome to our channel. Today it's a bit of a milestone for us because in my hands today is the first pair of football boots that we got from an actual brand. The first pair of football boots that I didn't actually buy with my own money to unbox on this channel. So really big thanks and really grateful for New Balance Football for sending these through to us, and we're really excited to unbox these. Okay, so in this box is a pair of the New Balance Furon V5, the New Balance speed boot, and it's the one worn by Sadio Mane. But we've got a little bit of a variant with these ones because these are the ones that have a leather forefoot on the boot. So if you're excited to check these out, I won't keep you waiting any longer. Let's open these up. So we've got a standard New Balance box, red New Balance logo on the top, and let's open these up. The first thing is the drawstring bag we got here. I'll just put that aside for now. Here we have the New Balance Furon V5. They look really awesome. Really classic black colorway. So I'll just put this aside for now. Grab the other pair out of the box. This is a New Balance speed boot design, the Furons. So if you haven't seen my unboxing of the Furon 4, the previous generation, make sure you click the link on your screen right now to check that out. And I'm really excited because it's such a big milestone to actually have boots sent to you by a company. So I'm really thankful for that. And these look really cool. And it's pretty unique to actually get the leather version of the boots because the ones that are mostly marketed and the ones that you see players wearing are the regular synthetic versions of boot. So it's kind of cool to actually experience the leather variation of these in hand. Okay, let's get straight into my impressions. First thing is that I really like this classy black colorway. It is really nice and really elegant, especially with the leather on the forefoot there. But what it's also really cool is that they have a little bit of flair with the really cool kind of jade or emerald green. I really like that. And before we get into the sole plate and everything else, I'll just talk a little bit about the upper. So from first glance, it actually looks like New Balance have kept it relatively similar to the previous generations. They've used a very similar upper material, same sole plate, but they have also made a lot of changes with how the boot fits and feels on feet. How New Balance have actually constructed this upper material to be an improvement on the previous generation is that they've used two different layers, and that's a lot thinner than the previous generation. So for one, you've got the Fantomfit technology, which has a little bit of a branding here, and it basically consists of this whole kind of cage pattern you see across the upper there, and this solid piece there as well. And in between, you see these kind of perforated mesh type layer. That's the Hydra Skin. So both of them together create this really thin and stretchy and nice fitting upper. That's really cool. And it's probably one of the more thinner uppers on the market today, especially for a speed boot. So it's pretty impressive from New Balance. What I really like about the New Balance logo as well is that it's silver and looks really elegant and meshes nicely against the classy black as well. And what's different obviously from the synthetic version to the leather version is that it has leather on the forefoot. So it looks like they've just taken like a leather layer and stitched it directly onto the rest of the upper. And it does feel a little bit thicker across the front compared to the actual Fantomfit area of the boot. As you can see over here, you can see the contrast between the two. Just a smooth leather over here and the synthetic Fantomfit and Hydra Skin combination here. Moving on to the lacing system, it is quite similar to the Furon 4.0. They've actually got a raised lacing system that's higher up on the boot. So it's a little bit of a trade-off because you're sacrificing the little bit of lockdown you get at the bottom of your tongue area by having a longer lacing system in order to get a larger contact area on the ball. And at the same time, you have a very flexible and soft upper overall. That looks really nice. And the tongue area is made of this really thin material, and it looks like it's quite stretchy as well. And yeah, it just feels pretty premium too. One thing that I don't really like about the Furon is the laces they use. I think it was the same in the previous generations. They're like really flat and thin laces, and I think the purpose behind them was that they're probably not that heavy, but they just have no kind of structure to them. They just flail around everywhere, and I've been struggling with them this whole unboxing video as well. Anyway, moving across the rest of the boot, it seems that they've got an internal heel counter there with a little bit of synthetic leather inner lining, which would be pretty comfortable. And moving on to my favorite part of the Furon V5s is the sole plate. And like I've said, they kept it exactly the same as the previous generation. I don't see much difference between the two. I really love the sparkling, glittery emerald green you see on the black. It almost looks cosmic and just really, really awesome. Okay, so the sole plate consists of 3 different layers. If you look really closely where these kind of windows are, you can see the most underneath backing layer, which is the outsole, the sole on the inside as well. And then above that is this nylon kind of stiffening frame that runs all across from the back to the front of the shoe, almost towards the toe. And on the outermost layer is this plastic kind of molded layer that almost looks like it's glass. And on the previous generations I had a white out version that looked like it was almost ice or something, so it looks really cool. It's a nice aesthetic combination of materials. And I think the purpose behind using this nylon stiffening layer in the sole plate is to offer a bit of a spring back type sensation when you're running with these boots on. And I think it's become kind of like a popular thing to do, especially with speed boots, and Nike seems to have done it with the Mercurials as well. The last thing I want to show you guys before we wrap up this video is that the boots do come with this boot bag that I showed you right at the start of the video. It feels more or less the same as the previous generations. It's got a big emerald green New Balance logo, New Balance football logo on the front. And on the inside I can feel something that has come with it. It looks like an extra pair of insoles. Let's actually check it out. I'll compare it with the ones in the boot. Black insoles are the ones that are dubbed the speed versions. So they're basically just regular foam, guys. It's very, very thin, very lightweight, and that's the ones that come into the boot by default. And the ones on the left here, they came in the boot bag, feel a little bit stiffer, not as flimsy as the ones in the boot. And I think these would be more of the comfort type ones because they feel a little bit more padded and a little bit more kind of like spring backy compared to the other ones, if that's the right word. Okay guys, that sums up my unboxing of the New Balance Furon V5s leather. And this was a really interesting unboxing. New Balance have done really well with the Furon V5s in turning it into an upgrade on the previous generations of the New Balance Furon 4. So I'm really looking forward to what they do in the future as well. I'd like to say a big thank you to New Balance Football for sending these through. Really appreciate it, guys. And thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.